Alright, so yesterday, or I should say last night, ARES FC 5 headline main event, Lapilus versus
Mhm,
Demarte Pena. Our boy Demarte Pena from Angola, by the way of
mhm,
South Africa. So Demarte Pena is one of, or arguably one of the greatest African champions ever, mostly because of
mhm,
his record and his accomplishments by his accolades by winning titles. Two division champion in EFC, but due to some controversy, he was out for 5 years. Yeah, he was initially 13-0, and then his two of his fights were cancelled because of the controversy. But then his record remained at 11-0. So he went into that fight, main event of RS FC 5 for the vacant bantamweight title, and he came up short, lost in the first round of by I don't know, by TKO tapping submission, by tapping to punches. I don't know if that's what you
mhm.
call it. So my question to you, Yagi, is ring rust real?
100%. I think ring rust is real. Now, I also think ring rust is mental because you can train as much in the gym as possible, but if you're not actually competing in front of a crowd, getting those fight night jitters, when you actually get it after being off, because it's been now what 5 years, 4 5 years. I mean, and let's not say he was looking good early in the fight. He just got hit by I think it was a rib cage or something, and he tried to wrestle his way out of it. So I think ring rust is real, but I don't think ring rust was the reason why he lost this fight. I just think Lapilus was just very good. I think if it was any other person other than Lapilus, he would have won this. But I think Lapilus was very good, caught him with a very good body shot, and that made him just not being able to capitalize. But I think this is good because now he has activity. He just needs to get active. And I think RS is. I listened to y'all's interview. It's a 3 fight deal, right? So he's
Mhm,
or it's a 4 fight deal, one of it. So he still has more fights.
mhm.
So yes, he lost to Lapilus. Lapilus is the top bantamweight in France. Doesn't mean he can't beat any of the Americans. So it's a shame he lost, but I mean it happens. So
Yeah, it
we
does
just
happen. It does happen. We were really, really rooting for Demati Pena in that
mhm.
fight. I know our group chat was popping off when that fight was going on. My one was the most disappointed. Was disappointed. But anyways, yeah,
Did
shout
he
out to
come out with Kobe Covington's song that you
oh
suck?
no, that's a Kurt Angle song from pro
Yeah,
wrestling.
that song. Angle
Yeah,
song,
so
yeah.
yeah, so Lapilus came out to that song.
Yeah.
The Mate Pena came out to one of those like choir kind of South African humbo humbo
Mm-hmm.
humbo song that I don't know what they were
Mm-hmm.
saying. It kind of felt like the Safari. So
Mm-hmm.
he it looked like a big time fight when both fighters came out. When the announcement was
Mm-hmm.
made, it looked cause look at both records, like it looked like a legit. It had a big fight feel, but it didn't really live to the expectations of a big fight. Um, I when that knee went to his sternum, I
Mm-hmm.
I thought he probably broke a rib or something happened to his
Mm-hmm.
intestines or
Rib
something.
cage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I saw he stood up after he stood up after the announcement. He wasn't like I thought that he would have to be stretched out. So in my head I was thinking, does that have to do with age? Because that was literally the first body shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. He would have to explain to us what he felt
Well,
at
he's
that time.
he's not old per se. I just think Lapilus just hit him with a good body shot. This thing's happened in France. Just hit him with a
Mm,
good body shot, and he wasn't able to recover in time. It's not like he's like 37 or something.
yeah,
He's what 31, 32. So and
I think he's
Lapilus himself
33.
is what 28.
I think he's 33 and Lapilus is 30. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment
Oh,
section,
okay.
guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, he still has a couple of fights in ARES. ARES doing it
Mhm.
big. They are really really all out with the production and the payment because they also pay performance of the night. There was a heavyweight fight there that those guys. I think the guy was called Xavier Lecu and some Jeremy guy. Those guys were taking the head out of each other. If you've seen that fight, I think it's one of the co-main fights, dude. they were really, really going for it.
Was it the one that because I heard in the co-main event, because I tuned in the co-main event, and I heard Fernand saying that this was a guy that just came in and they were like, "Hey, do you want this fight?" And he said, "Yeah, he wanted to fight immediately."
Yeah, so
Then
uh,
he came in
so
and put on that performance.
so the thing is, those guys were heavyweights, and I think they were making their pro debut. No, no, it wasn't the co-main. One of them was making their pro debut, or they're both making their pro debut. The guys. One of them was from Cameroon. The other one was from France. And I looked at the guy from Cameroon's MMA Instagram page, and he trains from MMA Factory in Paris. That's where obviously Fernand
Yeah,
Lopez
that's the
is from.
guy. That was the guy
Yeah,
Fernand was talking about because he likened him to Ghana. He was just like
yeah.
Ghana.
Yo, guy, if you watch that fight, go watch it. They were
I'm gonna go
killing
watch
it.
it.
They were killing each other. They collected about 10,000 euros each for performance of the night, fight of the night. Cause one guy was
Okay,
like in deep
okay.
waters, and the other guy, man, go watch it. It's crazy, guys. RS RS was incredible. It was incredible last night. But yeah, shout out to Demarte Pena. We're looking forward to seeing you fight. Temba Gorimbo was in his side. Temba Gorimbo is going to fight for the UAE Warriors African welterweight title. So we will talk more about that when the fight comes closer. And yeah, speaking about a couple of.